One simple mistake can turn a string change into a trip to your violin teacher or a luthier. But the good news is that all these mistakes are incredibly easy to avoid. So today I will walk you through step by step on the process of how to change strings and also show you some habits that will make your violin safer and also sounding its best. Before we start changing our strings, it's important to notice that our bridge should be perpendicular to the violin. And actually, if you can slightly push it more towards the other side. So the opposite side from the fingerboard. And that's very important because when we tune our strings are rolling to that side. So that means when we put our bridge a bit towards the other side, the bridge will stay in the correct position. So if you see here, my bridge is actually perpendicular at the moment. So what I want to do is to lower a bit my strings so I can move it freely, just a tiny bit. Enough that there is still pressure, but that the strings are a bit loose. And you can move the bridge just by using your thumbs and placing them side by side of the bridge. In that way, you have more control on moving it. Because if you just use your two fingers, it could eventually break. I had that in the past. Try to move it towards the other side so that there is a slight angle to the opposite side of the fingerboard, like this. So now that we have our bridge in the right position, the second thing that is important to know is that you should not change more than one string at a time. And that's because when you change one string, a lot of the pressure that is on the bridge eventually changes. And the more strings you change at the same time, the more pressure is going to be taken out from the bridge, and therefore it's going to be more unstable. So by taking only one string at a time, you avoid that the bridge moves around and that it eventually could break. A lot of people ask me like, what is the correct order? Should I start by my A string? Should I start by my G? There is not really an order that you should follow. The one I would avoid is to start by the E because that's the thinner string, so it could be a bit more tricky when you're changing the other ones. But apart from that, you can either start from the A string or D or G. I personally like to start from the G because that's the lower one, so it's easier to change the strings from the left to the right for me. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn the string down. So that means that you are turning your peg clockwise and you're gonna take the string from the hole of the peg. After that, of course, if you have fine tuners, then you will have to remove this small ball from it. But in my case, because I don't have, I just have to push it back and it will come out. So you can actually save the older strings if they are still in good condition and they are just a bit old, in case that in the future any of your new strings break. And you can save the strings in the package of your new string. When I open my box with the strings, I search for my G, because I will anyways change my G string right now. I take my new string and I save my older one in the same spot. Ta-da! So now that we have our new string, we are gonna unroll it because they will come rolled like this. I'm gonna show you a close-up of how it looks. So basically you are gonna find the hole on the peg and you're gonna turn it anti-clockwise for a while. I would say more or less until half of the colored part of the string. So you see now I achieved the half part. And after that you have enough tension on the string that you can just place the string in the tailpiece with more ease. So we have our string placed right now. All I'm gonna do is to twist the string a bit more so there is enough tension. And keep in mind to have the string on the right spot in the bridge here and also in this part of the violin. After that, all you need to do is to tune your string up. If you see that your peg is too loose, you can put your string as close as possible to the peg box, so next to the wood here, because that's gonna create a bit of friction. So if you tune it, the peg will not go down so easily. I personally like to do that quite a lot because I like my pegs to be a bit more secure. As you see right now here, the string is very, very close to the wood of the violin. It's easier to make the string in tune and more stable. And actually in the end of this video, I will show you a way that you can make your intonation a bit more stable when you have new strings, because it's normal that the string is a bit more unstable and that it just gets more out of tune. I have a tip for that, so I will mention it in the end of this video. So basically I'm going to repeat the same process for my D and A string. I'm just going to quickly show you how I will change my E string because it's just a tiny bit different from the other ones. So of course when you do it by order, just go one by one. For video purpose, I'm going to skip now to the E string. The process is the same. careful with your eyes. And now when we place the E string, it's important to notice there is a plastic cover in the string that will prevent the string from breaking, but will also protect your bridge because the E string is so thin that sometimes it can cut through the bridge. And now after you put the string and there is enough tension, you have to bring this plastic thing towards the bridge. Ideally, you want to place it on top, but as far as possible from the part where you play, so from this part here, because we want to avoid to touch with the bow on this thing because it can destroy our bow hairs. So as I mentioned before, when you have new strings, the intonation can go a bit on and off because when we have new strings, the synthetic fibers of the strings are basically very stretched because they are new. The more you play, the more the synthetic fibers are gonna stretch. And that's very important to know because if we have, for example, a concert coming soon, or if we actually don't want in our practice to be constantly tuning our violin, there is a small trick you can do, and that is, after you change all the strings, you are gonna tune them to the correct pitch. And after that, if you don't have to practice anymore in that day, you can just leave the strings a bit higher, for example, a half tone higher, because this is going to stretch the string more than we need. So eventually the overall stretch of the string is going to be spot on. And then you don't need to tune it as often as you would need if you have just new strings and you are naturally stretching them. I just change my strings in the end of the day, I leave my violin overnight half a tone higher, and the next day the intonation feels much more stable. And I have also another tip for you, which is if you want to change your strings, take it as an opportunity to also clean your fingerboard. I didn't do it right now because I have another video where I show a deep clean of my violin, so feel free to check that video if you want to do a deep clean of your violin just before changing the strings. I highly recommend it because it just makes your sound much more bright and much more clean. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you in my next one. Ciao, ciao!